my God. Are we live? Welcome, my friends. Happy New Year. What? Hope you're all well. Let me know if you can see me, hear me, all of that stuff. I'm live today. Yes, usually these are pre-recorded, but we're going to do the news. We're going to do the news well. We're going to do it live. Oh my God, we got loads of news to get into, of course. Welcome, people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get through all the news. At the end, I'm going to do a Q&A. I will try and keep up to date with any comments that have been said, but we're going to try and get through all this news. We've got, of course, oh my God, what's happened this last few days? We've got loads of leaks, one that might actually be true, yes, because it seems as though we do have maybe is it the board that might have leaked for the Switch? There we go, I'll show you there. This is the board that leaked, the motherboard supposedly for the Switch 2. Let me lower the music. Again, let me know if you guys can see me, hear me, all that good stuff. Hope you're all well. Let's vamos. Akuma White, quick lose Akuma. 86 is in the house. Iyoku's in the house. God damn it. I hope you're all well. Hold on. Let me just make sure I can see the chat. Now I can see you guys first. So, let me run with all the news we're going to go through today's video. It's going to be about half an hour long, maybe something like that. We do have some goals. If we achieve those goals, I'll be doing a bonus stream today. I haven't decided what that would be yet. But this is what leaked very, very recently. The motherboard for the Switch 2, supposedly, as well as that, Nintendo's filed a brand new patent, which was granted only a few days ago. And that looks as though it's going to be Nintendo's way of bridging the gap with the competition. We're going to get into that. Also, there's been some news regarding a possible remake, not remaster, as I put in the post, a remake of a big Nintendo franchise, Star Fox, but it's not what we all think. It's not the Star Fox Zero. No, my good friends. And more than that, even more news, because there's news on maybe a big Nintendo franchise coming to an end. God damn it, my good friends. But before I get into all of that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Also, for every subscriber, we're gonna go strong in 2025. For every subscriber, we've got a Switch 2 giveaway. Not that I'm giving away one for each subscriber. I'm not Bill Gates. No, but when the Switch 2 gets announced, on the day it's released, I will be doing a giveaway and one of my subscribers will be winning a Switch 2. You lucky scallywags. Right then, let's get into the main topic of the day, which is, of course, this board that leaked. Yes, my friends, because there's a lot of things to say about it. A lot of people now obsessing over the fact it seems as though Samsung is the one making the SoC. Will it be the NVIDIA T239 that a lot of people think it's going to be? Well, if I switch over screens, let's do that right here, my good pals. My good pals, you should be able to see there. Let me just move this bad boy stuff here. New screens, my friend, new screens. So, oh, we got some new people here. Mario Glitch, how's it going, Mario Glitch? So, let me know again if you can hear the background music, you can hear everything good. This is the chip, the motherboard that leaked, right? If we get a closer look at it, let's get even a closer look at it. Hold on, my good friends. Where have I got the closer look? One sec, where have I done that? Hold on a second. So you'll be able to get more detail. Here we go. Hold on. Bam. Right. So if we look at, in fact, let's look even closer. Let's look at this. So here we go. So this is a chip, and next to it, you see, I'll put on the left another NVIDIA chip. I think it's either a mobile chip they made or one of the RTX 3050 maybe. So you can see from the code on each one, they both begin with the S1 or S2. If I flip back to the other one, you'll be able to see it's got the, not that one there, you want that. Hold on, let me get rid of, you want that. So you can see the code on there, the S1 chip. So a lot of people now, this seems to confirm that it's an Samsung made chip. Now, why that's got people running around the hill and scared is because if we're going by Samsung's recent chips that they've made for their mobile chips and even the 3050s, they have been using 8 nanometer. Now, what is all this talk about nanometers that we've been hearing? 8 nanometers, 4 nanometers, 5 nanometers. Well, basically, the bigger the chip, the less efficient it is. And people had been hoping, you can see there, can't you? People have been hoping that hold on, let's go there. You can see that there, that's even better. People have been hoping that the Switch 2 would be using a 4 nanometer chip. That was what all the rumors were pointing to. And basically what that would have meant was that the Switch 2 could have been more efficient, could have run on less power and put more towards games. And as it stands, if it's going to be a 8 nanometer, which is what it kind of looks like here, it kind of means that the Switch 2 will be drawing more power, meaning in handheld mode, it will have less battery and basically be less efficient running games. Now, that's not to say, and a lot of people said this online, including Super Metal Dave 64, who has said 8 nanometers, and I don't care about 8 nanometers. In fact, let me get myself back on screen here, my friends. For me, 8 nanometers isn't much to be worried of. That's going to make games, at least in dock mode, run really, really, really well. Now, of course, it means if it is using 8 nanometer in handheld mode, Nintendo will have to, basically reduce the clock speeds and basically bring everything down to give it a decent battery life and, of course, make games run better. So, but that's got people worrying. Does that mean then that, the games are going to be running at a much lower resolution and frame rate? It might do initially, but let's not forget, there are other things that Nintendo are going to be using to get that performance up to parity with the competition. So, but if we move along, because we're gonna go on about why this isn't a big issue. Let's assume a lot of people, I forgot to say, basically, look, if we go to the other chips again, if we compare the chips, this here, let's compare this. So, a lot of people, basically, look, the chip on the left is the Samsung NVIDIA chip, right? That they've made for their, they've made mobile versions of, and they've made for their 3050 RTX. Now, that's a GPU chip, right? Whereas the one on the right, the one in the Switch 2, it's going to have both the GPU and CPU. So this has got people thinking then that Samsung will make basically a custom-made die, right? So they're going to have to fit the CPU and GPU on it. So meaning people still have hope, some people still have hope that they might use a smaller die. They might use a 5 nanometer. That is the rumor. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I do think, as I thought many, many times in the past, I think it's going to be an 8 nanometer. Nintendo is not going to compete with the PS5 in terms of raw power. It doesn't need to. Nintendo has just crushed the competition with a 2015 Tegra chip running Doom 2016 at 720p and 27 frames per second. So they're not worried, Nintendo. They don't care about these sort of things. But there's been even more information that has got people rubbed up the wrong way on Twitter. Some of you might know. Where is this dude? Let me see if I can find this guy. On Twitter, not that. On Twitter, there we go, Tom Warren. Tom Warren, if you don't know, is one of the editors for CVG magazine. And he came out and said, let's blow this up. He said, there are so many rumors floating around about the Switch 2, but the funniest one is about it being as powerful as a PS4 Pro. Now, this has got people going nuts online and getting really angry at this guy. We can see some of the comments below. We can see that Nintendo, shout out to Nintendo. In fact, let me give his comment a like, because he says, posts like this is hilarious and annoying to see when they know it's disingenuous. And he's got a point. Why is that? Because, yes, if we're talking about raw power, if we're looking at numbers on a sheet, it might not be... Oh, sorry, you couldn't see that blown up. It might not be as powerful as a PS4 Pro if we're looking at numbers crunched on a sheet of paper. But it's completely different now, because the Switch 2 is going to have newer architecture. It's going to have stuff like AI image sampling, which we're going to get into in a second. Hold on, let me just see so you can actually see my face. That's what you want to see. You want to see my face. So Nintendo is absolutely right when saying, Tom Warren, what he's saying doesn't really make much sense. The Switch 2, for example, is going to have more GPU. The Switch 2, we can see the picture again. Let's look at the picture. We can see the picture of the Switch 2. Let's have a look at it. We look at the motherboard again. Let's have a look at it. You can see it there. You got the SoC, and on either side of it, it looks as though supposedly it's the RAM, which apparently are 2 sticks of 6. It's going to have 12 gigabytes of RAM. It's going to have 4 times the RAM of the original Switch. It's going to have more RAM than the PS4 Pro. How much RAM does the Xbox Series S have? I think it's 10, right? It's going to have slightly less RAM than the Steam Deck. But, you know, in terms of RAM, it's going to be, you know, much more than the PS4 Pro. As I said, it's got brand new architecture. So it's, you know, like they say, it's apples and oranges, basically. But what is Nintendo going to do? You know, if it is going to be running on 8 nanometer, if it is going to be less, what's the word? Running less well, less efficient. What is Nintendo going to do to deal with that, especially in handheld mode? Well, Nintendo has filed a patent, my good friends. Hold on, let me see what people are saying in the chat. I'll keep up with the chat as well. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, whoa. Oh, no way. We got a Mexican $20. Thank you so much. Everyone shout out Yoko Productions in the chat, my good friend. Thank you so much. Let me just see some chats here quickly. Campion, welcome, my good friend. Hope you're good. Darby Beats, one of our competition winners. Hope you're well, bro. Welcome. Thank you so much, Yoku. I'm in America. That's amazing. So I'm going to get back to the chat in a second. By the way, at the end of this video, I'm going to do a proper Q&A and we're going to discuss all this information together. As you know, I usually do these videos pre-recorded, but today I thought, let me do a live one. Why the heck not? Because I'm here. So yes, so basically this is what came out. This is what leaked the other day, right? So we got the motherboard. Apparently it is the real thing. And why do people think it's real? Because unlike a lot of the 3D printed machines of the Switch 2, the parent, you know, consoles, they can be faked, right? They can be 3D printed, right? You know, people, you know, more or less go by the measurements that have leaked online and they can 3D print the casing of what would be a Switch 2. In terms of a motherboard, to recreate a motherboard, it's a lot more complicated because you have to basically, look at this. You'd have to create all of this, all these chips, all in the right places, all the money it's going to cost and time. So that's why people think this motherboard leak is real. Here we can actually see the game cartridge. Well, a game cartridge that might have just been used for testing, who knows what. So you can see a little USB port. There's 2 USB ports now. We're not sure why that is, but could it be just for it to be more convenient when it's in tabletop mode? Or could it be because Nintendo is planning some attachments for the Switch 2? We don't know yet, but we do know how Nintendo is going to combat, you know, the next competition, the next generation of machines, aka the PS5 Pro. How is Nintendo going to how are they going to hope to get AAA games ported over to their machine from the PS5 Pro? Well, it's all like this. If we switch, where have I seen it? Here. The other day, Laura Kate Dale, which in Let's Live, she posted about a patent that was filed and granted to Nintendo. And this is what she said, and I've got pictures of the patent, so this is going to be very interesting. Laura Kate Dale says, another new Nintendo patent published yesterday seems to again verify claims that Switch 2 will use DLSS style AI upscaling, right? So not NVIDIA specific AI upscaling, but their own version of it. And they're going to be doing this to improve output resolutions for games rather than trying to natively run them at a higher internal resolution. Right. So I'm going to show you parts of this actual, here we go, the actual patent by Nintendo. Let me blow it up so you can see. Here we go. So here, this is basically the first picture of their patent and what they're going to be doing. You can see on the left the device and the game device in the center. And what they're going to be doing is getting an image. So I believe in the patent, they go in by a base of 540p and they're going to put it through something called the neural network, which I believe will be their AI sampling software. And at the end on the right is the display, right? So if we go down, you can see if we follow this little map here, you got like the initial image here, render image. They use a base image of 540p. Hold on, let me blow it up so you can see it. Image of 540p. Then it gets worked in there. You can see 210 there. Then all the data goes in. Then the neural network does its thing. And eventually you can see, where is it? Down here. It outputs it at 1080. It reworks all of it through the chain, makes it 1080p. reorganizes the image, and then outputs it to the console. So that's what we end up seeing, using a base image of 540p coming out at 1080. Now, it's worth saying elsewhere in this pattern, they do have other base image resolutions. So they do talk about 540 to 1080 or 1080 to 4K. And again, there is so much information here. I might include this in the description below later, so if anyone wants to see this, you can. But this is basically how Nintendo is going to be getting the Switch 2, the AAA games ported over from the Switch 2, looking comparable to that on the PS5 and PS5 Pro. Right, let me just come out of this. So you can see, and elsewhere in the pattern, another interesting bit of nugget information is that it's aimed at AAA developers. So in the pattern, it basically says that a AAA developer might get, let's talk about the next Assassin's Creed, right? So Ubisoft will go into their version of Assassin's Creed on the PS5, let's say, use a still image of the PS5 version of Assassin's Creed, put it into this AI sampling software from Nintendo, and its software will look at that initial screenshot of the PS5 version of Assassin's Creed, and it will know that's what it needs to target on the Switch 2. And then it will do its magic and it will get it as close to that image as possible. And that's how Nintendo is looking to bridge that gap. So it's looking very, very, very interesting indeed. Laura Kate, they did have more information on it. So, you know, you can see it here, right? So let me, here you go, I'll scroll down from here. So she says, what else does she say? Perhaps the most interesting piece of this after a lengthy read is that one example use case given is explicitly to reduce overall game sizes to fit a modern game onto smaller capacity physical media, e.g. Switch cartridges, which get exponentially more expensive for larger cart capacities. So for example, she says, the example given is that a game with native 4K textures might need a 60 gigabyte download, but a 1080 native version might only need 20 gigabytes, which would allow it to fit on a 32 gigabyte Switch cart, which happens to be the largest on the Switch at the moment. The idea being to do a four times upscale on the device in real time. So basically this is how it's going to work. Also of note, she says, all examples given in the pattern talk about speeds and accuracy of either 540p to 1080 or 1080 to 4K scales. So basically this is what she's saying, right? So, and this pattern has been granted, and so this is how Nintendo is going to battle, and this is how they're going to get AAA games running on the Switch 2, which is why, again, I'm not convinced the Switch 2 is going to have a 5 nanometer chip. I do think it's going to be 8 nanometer. I know that's disappointed a lot of people, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. But because of all these things included in the Switch 2, including the 12 gigabytes of RAM and this AI image sampling, it's not going to be an issue, you know? So I don't think Nintendo needs, and let's not forget, Miyamoto, I wish I had the picture of it right now. Miyamoto said not long ago that when the Switch 2 releases, he hopes, this is what he said only about a month ago, he hopes that people don't drag Nintendo when they see the Switch 2 into a tech battle, because that's not what's important to them. So Miyamoto already said that just a month ago. So that, with what we've seen, with the leak, with this board that we've seen here, where is it? This image board. To me, that is all pointing towards a Samsung-made SoC 8 nanometer, which isn't a problem. As people have been saying, in dock mode, it's going to be more than fine in dock mode. It's going to run games super fine, efficiently, a lot more powerful than you think. And again, with the use of AI sampling, whatever it's going to be called in the end, it's going to be more than fine. So, you know, let me know what you guys think about all of that. I'm excited. I think, man, you know, we're talking about days now. It's not long at all, I think, until this is leaked. A lot of people were thinking January. I think it's going to be January. I think it's going to be in the next couple of weeks. It's the fact that this board is leaked, you know, is insane to me. And not just that, I don't know if I've got it here. Let me try and find it. I've got a quote from an accessory manufacturer. Here we go. So we've seen in the past how manufacturers who make casings, you know, for consoles have let leak, right, their products already, right? And there's another company called Genki. I'm going to show this now. Here we go. Genki, and they again make accessories for various things, including the Switch and now the Switch 2. And they are going to be at the CES, the technology show that's happening next week. When is it? On Tuesday, January the 7th. So they're going to be there, and this is what they're saying. Will be featured at the entrance to Eureka Park for 4 hours. Get to meet the team at Genki, the most crowd-funded game hardware brand at Kickstarter ever. We'll be sharing the products we've just finished crowdfunded, as well as a peek at what's next. Happy to discuss any Switch 2 info we may have, as well as all the stuff we're making for it. So they're just coming out. You know, now they don't even care. Like, in fact, someone said, I'm just reading off of it now. The person who posted this says, Genki are not officially licensed partners, hence they are not under NDA nor being officially briefed on Switch 2, and that's why they can say basically anything they want to say. So the fact that everyone is coming out and just saying all these things without any fear of Nintendo coming after them makes you think it's gonna happen. It's gonna be announced by Nintendo any day now. I don't know. A lot of people say Nintendo must be pissed at all this info leaking. I mean, I'm not that sure if they would be, because the whole world is talking about the Switch 2 now, right? No games have leaked, you know, nothing like that. None of the, whatever the gimmick is, we don't know what the gimmick is yet, but that hasn't leaked. All we've seen, the 3D mock-ups, spec sheets, and the motherboard, right? So more, you know, more speculations about what chips are going to be on it. So that's what we're looking at. But it's not going to be harmful for the Switch 2, but Nintendo needs to hurry up and basically get on it and look at, you know, releasing and announcing this thing as soon as possible. So let me see what some of the people in the chat are saying in regards to this news here. Let's have a look. Oh, la ciudadana, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal? They will Doc Brown it, maybe, what people saying. Tony's in the house as well. How's it going, Tony? As I said, at the end of this video, I'm going to do a whole Q&A, and we're going to just concentrate on your questions. So stay with me. Let's see. Jan 8 to 9 yet. I mean, they almost had it for as long as the letter. Right. Okay. There we go. So that's what's going on. Regardless, you know, the Switch 2 leaks. We got the motherboard. We got Nintendo's patent. Now, hold on. Let me just. Okay. And we've, you know, like I said, we've seen a bunch of information. We do have even more information, but this time on games, right? So this is quite crazy. We got two big stories regarding two really big games. One of them is Star Fox Adventures, because we've had some information from a well-known insider. Let me show you who it is. Hold on a sec. There you go. So we've had information, here we go, from insider Samus Hunter. A lot of you on Twitter probably know who they are. And they have been very accurate regarding leaks in the past, usually Metroid leaks. But this time they've come out and said, and I've got a couple of articles on this, and this is very interesting indeed. So she's teasing, right? They're teasing information. See if you can guess what it is. So they say, I hope that 2025 will give fans of classic Zelda-like games a new adventure is the key word, to enjoy, and that they will appreciate it despite being a game from another series. Right. Let me enlarge this so you can actually see it as well. Give me a sec. Hold on. Right. Then she carries on by saying, here you go. I have read some interpret this as if it is a remake. It is a new game, not an old one. So a remake, not a remaster. It's a little strange after Zero, resuming a formula from the most unique title in the series, but I've heard good things about it. By the way, a game from another series that has long been rumored to be coming back with a remastered remake should actually be a new title instead. But I will talk about this in future when I have more information. There is a hint on the game in the thread. Now, what is she talking about? So, or they talking about, I don't know. a lot of people we know have been talking about the idea, the rumor that Star Fox Zero, it being one of the only games on the Wii U not to come over, people thought that would be coming over. Some people even spoke about a remaster, but that is not the game she's talking about. No, because if I skip over to here, the game that they are talking about is Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube. The rumor is that this game is being remade for the Switch 2. It seems so random to me, even though it's a game I think is way too forgotten. It's an incredible game. More people need to play this. I would love this to be remade. I would just rather they make a brand new one. Of course, this game initially was meant to be a completely different game made by Rare during the N64. It was going to be a game called Dinosaur Planet, which was kind of like a Zelda open world type game for them, and then they changed it and converted it into Star Fox Adventures. It still had the kind of open world, not open world, but you know, biggish worlds, and then they tagged on some Star Fox type flying missions. So the article here says, let's get into this article. Let's blow it up so you can see it. The article here says, all right, hold on. Here we go. All of this should be taken with a grain of salt for the time being, as Samus Hunter has had incorrect leads in the past. However, they have also correctly predicted things like Xenoblade Chronicles X coming to the Nintendo Switch in March, and there have been rumors from other sources that a new Star Fox project is on the horizon. Such a project was suggested at the beginning of last year, though this rumor claimed that it would be an entirely new game rather than a remake of a past entry like Star Fox Adventures. The latest rumor claims that the supposed Star Fox Adventures remake could come at some point in 2025, perhaps for the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 console. While it is all unverified claims for now, this rumor has already ignited speculation from fans of the original Star Fox Adventures about how the remake could introduce the cut Dinosaur Planet protagonist Saber, or have Crystal become the main character as she was originally meant to be. In any case, most would agree that Star Fox is due for a comeback, and the Switch 2 might be the perfect venue for it. Indeed, I do agree. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know how many people here played Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube. It was Rare's last game for Nintendo, and it was an awesome game. I believe it rated, I don't know, around high 80s. I think it rated, you know. So that's what it's saying there. We're gonna get into that news later because I thought I've got some funny news to get into there. So there you go, another big one. You know, supposedly Star Fox Adventures coming out for the Switch 2. So I don't know what you guys think about that. I'm gonna get the background of Mr. Star Fox here. Give me one sec, my good friends. Where is it? Here we go. Give me a second. Right, let me just get rid of this. So yeah, so that's more, even more of the rumors that people are talking about. Here you go, Star Fox Adventures. So what do you guys think about that? I really want Pokemon says Virtuous. How's it going, Virtuous? Hey, Cookie. Craven says, I'm all for games being remade for the Switch 2 if they choose the right ones and don't remake games that don't need it. That is true. I mean, Star Fox Zero, they could just bring over, but I would love a brand new Star Fox adventure game. Absolutely. That would be absolutely incredible, I think. Right, there is another story, but this time is sad news. If it's true, I don't think it's going to be true, but there we go. There we got information of a classic Nintendo franchise that looks to be making a return in some form or another, right? In this case, in this rumor, supposedly there's going to be a remake of Star Fox Adventures. The next rumor that has come out, let me get it ready. The next rumor that's come out is talking about a big Nintendo franchise that looks to be ending, that Nintendo might never make another game for. Sad, dramatic news, but is it true? Well, the game I'm talking about, my friends, is Punch-Out! Yes, because one of the co-hosts from Kinda Funny, who was Imran Khan, says Punch-Out series effectively dead, at least at Next Level Games, which of course made the version on the Wii. They make the Luigi Mansion games, and Nintendo has bought them. So now they belong to Nintendo. So why is he saying this? The reason I don't really believe this, you're gonna realize why, because his source sounds a bit ridiculous. But so this is basically what he says. This is Imran Khan from Kinda Funny. He says, or the article says, Kinda Funny games presenter Imran Khan has said on gaming forum Reset Era that the Punch-Out series is effectively a dead franchise at Nintendo. Khan said that he spoke to someone a while back who was involved in the last Punch-Out game from Next Level Games and asked them about a new game. The person he spoke to said that the character backlash, which ensued after the Wii version was released, combined with the overall sales of the series, have simply buried the games. However, he does say that another studio could always work on the Punch-Out franchise in the future. He says, I got someone from, let's say, a studio close to Punch-Out drunk at a bar. So he was chatting to a drunk guy at a bar who happened to work on the game. And he says, he asked him about a brand new game, and they told him the story I was told, and bear in mind this could just be the perspective of one person and no one else, was that there was significantly more backlash against the characters of the Wii game than they expected. And this team spent a lot of time assuring Nintendo that they weren't leaning into bad stereotypes that would get called out this time. So everyone just kind of furrowed their brow and called it done, especially since other games from that team had much higher sales potentials, aka Luigi Mansion. I guess it's less we can't do it without stereotypes, so let's not bother, and more a World Warriors problem where they can fully cut from the past without being rioting. Oh, the same. That and other games from the studio sell like 14 million copies more, so why bother? Which is true, right? I believe the last Punch-Out game on the Wii sold just over 1 million, which, I mean, usually if a game sells 1 million, that's a pretty, you know, that's good going, right? But the thing is, the Wii sold 101 million systems, right? So the fact that 1% of the Wii owners bought Punch-Out says a lot, right? And as Imran Khan says here in the article, Next Level Games, who made the Wii version of Punch-Out, also make Luigi's Mansion, and those games sell millions more. So, you know, there you go. So that's basically another story. Sad times indeed, my friends. I love Punch-Out. I don't know how many people play Punch-Out here in the chat, but it's absolutely one of my absolute favorite games, I gotta say. By the way, before we carry on, don't forget, every subscriber, if you're here brand new, every subscriber is going to be automatically entered into my Switch 2 giveaway when the console is announced. On the day of release, I will be giving away a Switch 2. So, you know, if you're not subscribed already, make sure you subscribe, and, you know, you'll be automatically entered into the competition. So, my friends, those are all the stories for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Before we end, I am going to go into the Q&A section with you guys. I hope you've enjoyed the live version of the NightCap video today. Let me just get ready here. Hold on, my good friends. Let me just get rid of this. 1 sec. So we want to see what the people are saying. Right, here we go. So now I can see all your questions. So people saying, Tony says, upscaling is mostly all that's needed for Switch games, perhaps benefiting from shorter load times. Absolutely. Tony also says, and stable frame rates. Akuma says, did you ever finish that game, but the old version had to be, did I ever finish, the original? I was playing the original Punch-Out on my stream. No, I got all the way, I think, to the second last one, Akuma. Llegué casi al final, pero no lo terminé. I didn't finish it. I'm afraid. I'm going to try and finish that on a stream, though. Definitely will try and finish that. Tony also says, you got my mail-in, Addy. I hope Canada Post doesn't... Oh, yeah, that's true. I hope Canada Post doesn't jam the Switch into my box the same way they did with my Alarmo. Of course, Tony here was one of our winners who won himself an Alarmo. I gave away my Alarmo. Tony was one of the winners. God bless him. Let me see what other people have been asking. How's it going, Darby Beats? Hope you're well, bro. Darby Beats also one of our winners. Darby Beats, I need you to DM me. I don't know if you follow me on Discord or Twitter, but I was trying to find you so I could DM you so I can send you your game, bro. So make sure you DM me after this. Craven says, I'm for all the games being remade. In fact, hold on. Let me just try and do something. I'm going to try something. I'm going to make sure Hold on. I wanna see if I can get your guys. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna get your messages so I can get them. I can highlight them big as well. Give me a sec. Hold on. Right, give me a second here. Properties. Right, hopefully I can get your messages here now. Right, one sec. Is that gonna work? Yay! It's gonna work. Perfect, perfect. So, there you go. There you go. Craven says, I'm all for games being remade for the Switch 2 if they choose the right ones and don't make games that don't need it. Absolutely. Yep. I think everyone's happy. Is anyone disillusioned with any of the leaks regarding the board, the motherboard that we've seen? Is anyone disillusioned at all? What was your question, DG? Well, what games have you been playing? What have I been playing recently? I don't even know. What have I been playing? I played some Mario Party recently. I've been playing Kill Knight, which is one of my favorite games, and a bunch of other games. But I need to get into more games. I need something new to play. I'm waiting for Donkey Kong Country Returns. DM, what game you sending me? Yeah, you won a game, WBs, didn't you? I think you won. Didn't you win a game? I'm sure you won a game. Here we go. Film Blank. I think you might be new here, Film Blank. If you are, as I've been saying, my friend, as I've been saying, we do have a Switch giveaway, bro. Anyone who's brand new, anyone who's a subscriber will automatically be put into the draw and you'll be put in for a chance to win the Switch 2 on day one. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. If you know anyone else who wants a chance to win, let them know as well. So he did ask for a prediction, a Switch 2 release prediction. Let me just highlight it up. Here we go, from Film Blanc. Switch 2 release date prediction. I think it's going to be the summer. I think we definitely see it in the next 2 weeks. I definitely think we see it in January, 100%. It's too many things leaking. It's too, we can't be going, you know, with like, you know, where is it? We can't be having things like, you know, where is it? The fact we got stuff like this leaking, the fact we got chips leaking now, this has to be real. It's got a game card in the cartridge, for God's sake. It's got every chip, you know, imaginable. This has to be real. The fact that this is real makes me think it's gone into mass production already. And if that's the case, Nintendo is days away from announcing this. And if they're announcing this in January, that's not coming out in the holiday season. That's coming out before. So, and it can't come out too soon before the holiday season because then there's no point, right? It's like it can't come out like in September. So it has to come out somewhere in the summer. Some people have said they believe it's coming out in May. I can see May. What's that? January, February, March, April, May. 5 months from launch, from announcing it. So I could see that. I could see it May or June. You know, and the good thing about that is that you effectively you get 2 big launches, right? Because you get the initial massive hype launch of the, you know, when it first releases. Let's say it's in May, but it's so close to the holiday as well that, man, you get that massive boost in the holidays. So for investors, that's gold. That's gold, you know. And I do feel like Nintendo probably could have released and announced this sooner, but I do believe the rumors that it was, as it did with the Switch, it delayed the Switch initially because it wants to make sure it's got a ready-made, steady stream of first-party games, because as well as the Switch 2 sold, there is still going to be developers out there that are going to wait and see. We know who they are. EA, you know, from day one are going to just wait and see what Nintendo sells before they put anything on there, you know. And even someone like Take-Two, they supported the Switch a lot, but let's say they're contemplating putting GTA 5, GTA 6. They're going to want to see how much it sells. They're going to want to see what the Switch 2 is online infrastructure is going to be like. How good is Nintendo's online going to be? Will they finally fix up their online and bring it, you know, at least in competition with Sony's and Microsoft? You know, will they improve that? You know, we can only hope. Let me see the questions. But I do think May. You know, you guys let me know. What do you guys think? When do you guys think the Switch 2 is going to be released and announced? And do you believe it's going to be like what these motherboards suggest, which is an 8nm chip? Or do you believe that somehow, no, Nintendo's going to cram and get a 5nm? I don't think they will. I don't think they do. I don't think they need to. I don't think Nintendo... We know this already, right? Nintendo does not care about power. They just don't. They just don't. They released the Switch with a 2-year-old chip at the time, the 2015 Tegra X1. They don't care. And that was before they even had stuff like AI image sampling, you know, i.e. something like DLSS. They didn't even have that. Now they do. So they don't need to, you know, go crazy with power. They just need to get it powerful enough that they can run, and I believe this will happen, they will run their own games, the next Zelda, the next Mario Kart 9, the next Splatoon. Those games, I would be shocked if they don't run 4K 60. Or at least, you know, yeah, 4K 60. I believe those, even if it's using AI image sampling, but they will appear to be 4K 60 for their own games. If we're talking about the future impossible ports, like let's say the next Assassin's Creed on the Switch 2, how will that fare? I don't know. I can see 4K 30 or 1080 30, maybe 960. And to be honest, I'm fine with 960, 1080 30. If I'm going to get the brand new Doom, I'm very easy to please. Even that would please me. But I think a lot of people would want at least, for a AAA game running on the Switch, I guess a lot of people would want maybe 1080, 60, and 4K 30, but we're not going to get that. We're not going to get that. Right, let's see what other people are asking before we go. By the way, I want to thank everyone who's tuned in today. You guys are amazing. Scruffy says, my New Year's resolution is work on my backlog, except for the ones I think might benefit most from Switch 2 updates. That's the other thing, right? We're going to get... Scruffy had a very good one there. We're going to get into that, Scruffy, in a second. Tony says, Kahneman Quran says, with the rumors... Oh, hold on, bro. I'm going to read yours out now. I hope you're still there. Welcome, Tony. With the rumors of the Nintendo... With the rumors of the Nintendo Switch 2 alongside Nvidia's 4K DLSS spreading like a swarm, I'm looking forward to the introduction of Nintendo's new system later this month or otherwise. Absolutely 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. All these leaks have happened. I'm convinced this is the month. I've been quite careful about when predicting now when we're going to see it after being let down so many times, but I'm predicting this is the month that we're going to see the Switch 2. I fully expect. And what Scruffy was saying about Nintendo's old Switch games coming over, again, with the power alone and with AI sampling, Nintendo's going to be able to bring over games from the Switch 1, make them 4K 60, which was apparently rumored that they had done in I can't remember which gaming show it was, but Nintendo was said to be backstage showing developers the Switch 2 running, I think it was Breath of the Wild, but it was running in 4K 60. So, and that's the exciting thing. It's like on day one, you're going to be able to put all your old Switch games, right? Breath of the Wild, Astro Chain. Astro Chain is going to go from, what was it, like 900p, 30 frames? It's going to go to like 4K 60. And Astro Chain is a beautiful game. No, games like Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 is going to do so well with the Switch 2 because that's a game that runs 720 60, right? But it can turn into an ugly mess sometimes. The frame rate and the resolution can drop heavily on Bayonetta 3. That game again, potentially another one that's 4K 60 or 1080 60 or whatever. So it's going to be, that alone on day one is going to be so exciting to get all those impossible ports that we had, you know, Kingdom Come Deliverance, The Witcher 3 on the Switch and put them into the Switch 2 and see how they're up-res. That alone is going to be so exciting before we even learn about the new AAA ports and Nintendo's, you know, new games in the series. Super Mario Glitch Production says, Nintendo Switch 2 coming soon? Hell yeah it is, man. Hell yeah. Film Blanc says, I hear the Switch 2 will be about as powerful as a PS4 Pro. So here's the thing, right? If I go back to, where's that dude, right? The guy that we were all laughing at, Tom Warren, right? Let me just show you now. He says, I'm going to show you what he said, right? He scoffed at that. Hold on, let me move your comment down so we can see it better. 1 second. Move it. Let me move it there. So, Film Blanc. So this is what Tom Warren, who's basically one of the editors at CVG magazine, he said, there are so many rumors floating around about the Switch 2, but the funniest one is about it being as powerful as a PS4 Pro. So he's basically mocking the fact that how can anyone think it's going to be that powerful? But as my good friend down here said, hold on, let me not in the wrong way. Nintendo God, as he says himself, let me just blow it up so you can see it. Hold on. There we go. He says, posts like this is hilarious and annoying to see when they know it's disingenuous. In fact, I believe someone from, someone from, who is it? Someone from Digital Foundry. There we go. John Linneman from Digital Foundry said this. That is funny because it's likely to be quite superior to the PS4 Pro in many ways due to using modern NVIDIA architecture with access to features the PS4 Pro does not have. As a portable device, though, it will be limited in other different areas. We've spoken about that, right? If it is ending up being 8nm chip, it's going to have to be, brought down massively when it's in handheld. But again, that's why Nintendo is going to be using its AI image sampling to counterfeit that. So, no, as I said, this is very, very, very exciting news, but, it might not be as powerful as a PS4 Pro on paper if we're looking at raw specs. But as he says, as John Linneman says from Digital Foundry, it's going to be using modern architecture. It's going to have more RAM. It's going to have 12 gigabytes of RAM. Someone let me know how much RAM the PS4 Pro has. I can't remember, but it's not 12 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah, it will look better than a PS4 Pro, probably. That's what we're talking about, right? Image-wise, and in terms of how the games run, because of the architecture and the AI sampling it's having, it's going to look better. So, it's very, 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 very exciting stuff indeed. Give me 1 second, guys. So let me just gotta do something here. 1 second. Right. There we go. Right, yeah, so basically, that's what I think is going to be the case, right? Let me just 1 second, my friends. I'm just going to get the background sorted so you can see. There we go. Right, okay, cool. So now we can get rid of that window. So yeah, so that's what I think, basically. That's what I think. All right, let's see what other questions we have before I go. Let me know if you're brand new. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of today's episode. Usually I make these 10-minute videos, but today I thought, you know what, let me make it live. Saves me the hassle of editing, although I spent way more time putting all these pages and things together. So, really. Right, so let me just see what else people are saying. Here we go. Oh, Mr. Pat Campion's in the house. DG says the Switch 2 will come out in April. Do you think it's April, start of the new fiscal year? A lot of people say it's April as well. Absolutely. DG says if Metroid Prime 4 is the launch title, then I will wait a little while I get it. I think. Well, that's another thing. What do people think is going to be launching with it? I had a lot of people think it's going to have Mario Kart 9, right? A lot of people think that, or just a Mario game, and I actually think, I don't think this is going to happen, but I could see how Nintendo would release Mario Kart 9 and Metroid Prime 4. And why do I say that? Because I don't think they cannibalize each other, because they're two completely different experiences, right? Like, if Nintendo released the Switch 2 with Mario Kart 9, it would sell insane numbers, right? But I personally would be kind of disappointed, because for me, when I buy a brand new console, I want to try, there's a type of game that I want to try on it, right? Which is like a Breath of the Wild, like a big open world game, graphics intensive, high performing type of game, right? To get lost in the hardware. So as much as I love Mario Kart and I would play it for the entirety of the Switch 2, it's not the kind of game, or it's not the only kind of soul game that I want for the Switch 2. So I can see people picking up both, Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Kart 9, because Metroid Prime 4, and if there's a souped up Switch 2 version of it, is exactly the type of game that you want to be opening your Switch 2 to play. So in my opinion. So let's see what other people are asking. Tony Kahneman says he agrees with Phil Blanc. He says, I agree with you. I personally assume, let me just click on there. I personally assume the Switch 2 would be on par with the PS4 Pro. Pat Campion says, I can't wait to see Pikmin 5 and Luigi's Mansion 4. Oh, yeah, man. They're both coming. They're both coming. Pikmin is one of my favorite franchises. And Luigi's Mansion look gorgeous on the Switch 2. Those are going to be huge games. Huge games. Tony wants to says, the huge difference between the Nintendo Switch 2 and the PS4 Pro, the PS4 Pro has 8 gigabytes of RAM, while the Switch 2, if the rumor is true, of course, will have 12. I mean, there you go. There you go. Hey, Jaden Christopher, how's it going, Jaden? One of our awesome followers. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you had a good year. Hope everyone here, by the way, had an awesome new year. Here you go. Tony says, as was said before, here we go. The PS4 Pro has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, PS4 Pro has 8 gigabytes of RAM. So the Switch 2, if the rumors are true, it's going to be insane. Dougie, how's it going, Dougie? Yo, what's up? Hope you're well, bro. Happy New Year to you, my good friend. Crafty Cookie says, I think Metroid Prime... Let me click on it. I think Metroid Prime 4 with possibly Mario Kart in the first few months. Yeah, I think so. 86! My good friend 86 is in the house. He says, Metroid Prime 4, please. It's got to be. I mean, we all know it probably is going to be, you know, a new Mario game, you know, but I don't think they need to. I don't think they need to do that. I think you can save Mario, save it. Tony says, if they have a steady stream of releases, I doubt the initial launch title matters too much. I 100% agree with you. They'll need one like Mario Kart that reaches a broad base. Yep. Later on can have niche title releases. Absolutely. Like Astral Chain 2. Akuma says, ATB, do you think they will ever release Mario Galaxy 2 on the next console? Oh my god. Do you know what, Akuma? Nintendo will release it separately for $60 and then stop selling it a month later. Eso es lo que harán, Akuma. Lo venderán por $60 y después de un mes lo sacarán de las tiendas. Hijos de la gran putas. Jaden says, in a perfect world, we get Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Kart 9, plus a wacky digital-only game and perhaps a pack-in as well. Like, what? Here's the thing no one's talking about, right? Here's the thing no one's talking about. To me at least, let me go to that screen. Hold on. Let me go here a second. 1 second. To me at least, the Switch 2 is clearly gonna have some kind of gimmick we just don't know about yet, right? I don't like to use the word gimmick because people use it in a disrespectful way. The gimmick just means original idea, right? So Nintendo is going to have a unique selling point to the Switch 2. We don't know what it is. We don't know if it's a way of everyone playing together in a weird way. We don't know if it's something to do with VR or AR, but I'm convinced Nintendo is going to have a brand new way of playing the Switch 2. Right, and usually with that they have a pack-in title or something like 1-2 Switch, right, which like a tech demo which shows off what this idea is. So I do think the Switch 2 is going to have a brand new idea, and I do think that is going to be highlighted in a pack-in game. I definitely absolutely believe that, dude. Absolutely believe that. Let me just see what other questions. I'm going to give 5 more minutes and then we're going to leave. 5 more minutes before I go. Let me know in the chat, by the way, if you like these live news videos or whether you prefer them recorded. I'm trying to make up my mind whether I'm going to keep in the future do them live or recorded. So if I can get your guys' inputs on it, that'll be amazing. You guys let me know. Or whether you'd like a live one maybe once a week on the weekend and in the week have 10-minute bite-sized news videos, you guys let me know. Right, let's get back to the last bits, the last few what do you call it? The last few questions. Bane's in the house, by the way. Hello, Mr. Bane. Hope you're well. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Eat them all, Bane. Pat says, with launch titles, they will have to be released on Switch and Switch 2. So I doubt it will be a 3D Mario, absolutely. But it must be Metroid Prime 4 since it's been announced 10 years ago. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 has to be launched, surely. Akuma says, well, at least I'll have a chance to play it. The truth is that Mario Galaxy 1 for me is a spectacular game that I was able to play at the time on the Wii. I never had the chance to try out to... Quick vote in the chat. Which is better, Mario Galaxy 1 or 2? For me, it's number 2. For me, Mario Galaxy 2 is the best one. Recorded. So Bane says recorded. Bane says. Okay, thank you, Bane. Thank you, bro. Crafty says I'm enjoying the live video, but both were great. Thanks, Crafty. I'll DM you. Perfect. Thanks, W Beats. Right. I think. Hold on, I'm gonna leave this one here at the bottom. That one. Hold on. Let me. Oh, Jane Christopher says, well, I feel like either Mario Kart or Metroid. Yeah, I think you're right. So I'm gonna leave it here, my friends. This was super fun, by the way. Hold on, let me see the chat. Hold on, let me get the quick results. Mario Galaxy 1 or 2. Bane says 2. Never plays as Virtuous the Wandering Shadow. By the way, welcome back again. And 86 says 2. Yeah, 2 is better. 86 knows as well. Yoshi made, yeah, see? Pat Campion says, yes, Yoshi made Mario Galaxy 2 so good. Absolutely. 2 was definitely the best. 2 was definitely the best. It was my favorite by a mile, I've got to say. Right, my good friend, I'm just going to get ready to go. 1 second. Let me just make sure that we're all good here. 1 sec. Perfect. Right. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here, my friend. Again, thank you so much. This has been the first video, aka live stream of the new year. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. Welcome back to everyone. As I said, if you're brand new here, there you go. You can see it there. Switch 2 giveaway for all subscribers on the day the machine is released. We're going to be giving away Switch 2 to one of you lucky subscribers. So thanks so much for sticking with me. I do have a goal for this year. I'm going to try and at least get to 5K subscribers. And to do that, I'm going to be streaming and making videos as much as I can, as daily as I can. Because I want to go all out this year, especially with the excitement surrounding the Switch 2. So with that said, I will be back tomorrow, live or recorded. I'm not sure yet. I'm working, so I might record the video in the morning before I leave and edit it whilst I'm at work, because I don't really work there that much. Before I go quickly, Super Mario Glitch says Switch 2 coming out on March 28th, 2025. A solid prediction there, my good friends. Crafty Cookie says, congratulations on the first live stream of the year. Thank you, Crafty Cookie. I did have some hands here. I don't know where they've gone. Hey, let's go. Right, until then, my good friends, I will be back tomorrow. I hope you all have an awesome night. And yes, take care, everyone, and see you then. Bye, my friends. Bye.